I have tried every diet. I mean, every diet. And I have done many of them multiple times. And I'm going to share with you what I've done in the past and what I'm doing now and hoping to receive different results. So in my early 20s, I started noticing some weight gain. And I was in the military at the time. After my second child, I noticed the weight starting to not come off. I used to be very active. I used to dance. I used to go, let's be real, I used to go clubbing all the time. So I was always moving and dancing. I mean, we were in the clubs a lot in Northern California. So if you know, you know. And I was young and did a lot of dancing, and that was my exercise. I ate everything. I ate so much junk food, but my metabolism was working still. I actually think I killed it then, but it was working in my earlier years, and I was just very active. So I kept the weight off. But once I had my second kid, wasn't out clubbing anymore, obviously, and the weight just wasn't coming off. And so I had to start dieting. I was in the military. You know, if I weighed anything over 150, I was overweight. So after a second kid, that weight just wasn't coming off. So anyway, I started things like the cabbage soup diet. I've done the grapefruit diet. I hate grapefruit. And I did the grapefruit diet. Needless to say, it didn't last very long, but I was desperate at the time. I've done Weight Watchers. Oh gosh, I can't even count. I do it well over 10 times. And even in England, I did Weight Watchers in England. I was the only American doing the Weight Watchers in England. I was stationed there. Yeah. So, yeah, everything was in stones, not pounds. So you had to do the conversion on that one. Man, I've done everything. I've done vegan. I've done vegetarian. I've done juicing. I've done the whole foods, no ultra processed. I made everything, including my condiments, from scratch. Oh, I've done this. I forget what it's called, but it's like a powdery packs. It's like soy based, and I did that twice because I had two different friends that lost weight on it. I did that. Body for Life. There's like so many. I counted at least 14 different diets that I've tried through the years. And again, many of them multiple times. Man, it's crazy. I've seen tons of nutritionists while I was in the military because I was having weight issues. And veteran programs I've been attended to, and some civilian programs I've been to. I forgot I did the B12 shot. So that's actually 15 different type of diet helps that I've done. Wow, I forgot that one on my list. Yeah, so none of those really lasted. Obviously, I'm here. I did at one point lose 50 pounds. I was having infertility, out of the military. I was having infertility. I found out I had PCOS. They put me on some medications. My husband was deployed at the time. I had two little kids, and my husband was deployed, but I wasn't in the military at the time. So I was home. I was put on some medication for PCOS, and I was very, very busy. And I lost 50 pounds, and we had our son. And that's the last time I saw those numbers. And that he's going to be 19 in a couple of days. So it's been a minute since I've seen numbers down that low. So anyway, I have been on this journey. I've been going through different veteran programs like Wounded Warrior Project. I've attended many physical health and wellness programs Like they're like 2-day programs. I've attended lots of variety of different wellness, nutrition programs, fitness programs. I've done my SMART goals a billion times and nothing seems to work. And I've been doing a lot of mental health here recently, over the course of 4 years, but really probably the last 6 months. I actually started seeing a therapist for the first time in many years. I had a really bad experience. I can't remember. I think it was a VA. I don't know if it was a military or VA. I want to say it was military now that I think of it, because he was in uniform, so it had to have been military. A therapist. I had a really bad experience with that, dealing with some military trauma. And you know what? That fridge is so noisy. I'm in my kitchen, obviously, and my my ice maker is pouring water there. So sorry if you hear that. But anyway, so I had a really bad experience with a therapist, dealing with some military trauma that I had while in the military, and that really put me off. And I attended some therapy for one of my children was in therapy, and we attended some family therapy. But other than that, I didn't really do any personal therapy. And a couple months ago, for the first time, it was the first time since I was in the military and went to the therapist the one time with the bad experience. For the first time since then, which has been 20 some years, I actually spoke about military sexual trauma that I had in the military, and also childhood trauma that I've never spoken of. And I'm continue to work on that. I'm actually going to be going for a 2-week, it's kind of like inpatient, but you're in a hotel room program in Boston in May. And their motto is a year of therapy in 2 weeks. So it's going to be intense. But I'll bring you along for that. I can't obviously show in the therapy, but I'll show you in the evenings. I'll share with you what I'm learning. But I'm really working on dealing with all that trauma and really working on my mental health. And I think that is the root of my issues with trying to lose weight. I think I've alluded to it before, but I think I've kind of used it as a shield for all these years. Even though I'm in a very healthy, very loving, and very supportive marriage for where we've been together for almost 25 years. There's still trauma that I have never addressed and dealt with. And trauma just lingers until you deal with it, right? You'll hide it, and then it will just come out. I was just at this Next 18 event. Look it up. It's really good. It's therapy, but it's also learning how to golf. Loved it. Did that last month. But I learned that a lot of times, put a hat on for so many years, and it kind of gets ingrained, crusted up in our head, and it's hard to take off, and it's painful when you take it off after you harbor it for so long. So that's why I kind of allude to. I have a lot of old therapy that I'm dealing with. But anyway, that's not really what you're here for. But it does go into my whole mindset that I'm working on. I went on a little tangent there, but hopefully you guys can relate. I know everybody has got some kind of trauma in their life. And I've learned that different degrees, it doesn't matter. Trauma is trauma. Chemically, your brain processes trauma the same, whether it's combat related, if it's, various degrees, it's still, your brain processes still as trauma. And that's something I've learned. I want to share that with you because it's important, because a lot of people, we don't talk about it. We only talk about the good things in our life. So I felt that it's important to share that with you, because I do think trauma can be a barrier for hindrance in your weight loss. And I think that's what I'm coming to believe and understand, is that I got to get that mindset correct if I'm going to be successful in weight loss. So that's where I'm at with that. So that's a little bit about my past, maybe a little bit too much about my past so quickly, but you know, it is what it is, right? So if we talk about it more, then it won't be so looked up. I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, but it won't be a stigma with it, because everybody has trauma, right? So anyway, so that's a little bit about my past, a little bit about my experience with trying to lose weight, unsuccessful weight. What I'm trying to do now, obviously, is working on my mindset. I'm reading books on self-sabotage. I'm going to the therapy event for 2 weeks in May. I'm just continuing to read and educate myself on how to stop self-sabotaging and how to get my mindset correct. I have taken, like I said, various nutritional programs, and I do understand that I need to have my protein on par, like 20 to 30 minimum each meal. I understand whole foods. I'm educated a lot on I'm not an expert, but I'm very educated through all the different courses I've been to on reading labels. And I understand processed foods, and I understand that I need to know seed oils, all that. If you can't understand, if you can't read it, then you don't need it in your body. So I get that. So I am really bad about drinking water. Me personally, I think society recently has taught us to drink way more water than we really do, which basically dilutes us. And we can actually lose electrolytes and stuff. So I do understand I need to drink more water. I don't believe I should drink half my body weight, because that's a lot. I haven't talked about body weight about that yet. I'm not quite there, comfortable enough to share that, but I'm working on that. I think another big thing of mine is portion size. So I'm going to try what I used to do years ago, is do like a smaller plate. Just trick your eye a little bit, trick your brain a little bit. I do feel like when I get bored. So this week, I was doing really good with my weightlifting and walking. And then I picked up something very heavy, and I stepped on something by mistake in the process and twisted. And I tweaked my lower back about middle of the week. And Wednesday, I went to go do the weights anyway, and I just couldn't do it. I had a sharp pain, so I was like, okay. And the rest of the week, I've been trying to do things, heat pad, pain relief stuff on my back. But unfortunately, I didn't do any weights or any walking towards the last half of the week. I am doing better after a couple of days of rest. It's still there, but I think I can get back to it. So I was doing really good with my weights, not so good the second half. Food-wise, that's another story. My portions, I got to get my portions in control. So I really toy with measuring and weighing and calculating. Lots of nutritionists I've spoken to are kind of against the counting calories, because because a lot of the things like meat has high calories, but it's really nutritious for you. Your body needs the protein. And you can just go get these little 100-calorie packs of crap, ultra-processed foods, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like what I learned at Weight Watchers, is that the point system at the time, you could eat really crap food for lower points than you could like a chicken breast, which was higher in points. So anyway, I divert, but I got to get my portion control. I'm still not sure what I want to do as far as, should I just do like the protein as a palm size? Should I weigh it? Should I calculate it? I really go back and forth on this, and I was really pondering this yesterday, and I'm really not sure what I'm going to do. I feel like I'm eating better, but my portions are way off. And I did notice when I was sitting and I was kind of bored the last couple of days where I sat more, I wasn't moving around the house doing things because of my back, that I started eating crap. Not like bad, but not great. You know what I mean? I started adding honey to my granola parfait, and granola already has sweetener in it, you know, some sugar or honey in it. So that wasn't good. So I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. Thinking of just measuring and not counting calories. Again, for the reasons I already stated. So I'm working on that. What else? Walking. I'm going to work on doing more walking. I've been on stretching, or I was doing stretching, my weights, walking, and yoga. I don't know if I'm going to do yoga this week. I think I'm going to stick to a little bit maybe lower weight, just because of my back this week. Taking it a little easier, but still doing something. It's just getting the routine down. I'm going to do that this week, and I'm really going to work on my portion size. So we're C. The scale stayed the same as it was last week. And I try not to go off the scale too much because I also understand that that's not necessarily an accurate measurement as far as, you know, it can adjust based on water retention. If you went to the bathroom, if you need to go to the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. You know, also gaining weight through muscle is going to weigh more than the fat size-wise. So I understand all that adjusts. So I'm trying really hard not to pay attention to the scale, but it is obviously a measure of progress to an extent over a long period. I just got to remember short period wise, not to get upset when I step on the scale one day and then a couple of days later it's like up a pound or half a pound or something. That isn't a significant difference to harp over. Now, if I lose 10 pounds, if the scale's down 10 pounds or up 10 pounds, then yeah, there's something going on there that needs to be, that's either good or that I need to adjust. So, but let's not hope it's up 10 pounds. Let's hope it goes down. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm hoping that you can resonate with some of what I said and that my continuous rambling wasn't for nothing, but this is me in the raw. This is Kim. This is my personal, that's what I'm here. I'm sharing with you my progress. And I did think about this video this week. I'm like, oh, I cannot do that because I cannot go back on video and say that I ate whatever. I actually did pretty good. Oh no, I did not. I forgot. I actually ate something really bad. I was sitting and I was bored. My back was hurting. And my husband went to the store to get gas, and I had him get me Muddy Buddies. Oh my gosh, those are, okay, I haven't had those in years, but they're a weakness of mine, and I've been craving chocolate and peanut butter, and I haven't had those for years, so I asked for those. So, oh my gosh, I did eat like a pack of those. I forgot about that. See, that's what I mean. Like, I was writing in my book here, everything that I was eating. But then when I hurt my back and I was just sitting down, I stopped writing down what I was eating. And I totally forgot that I had those until just now because I was thinking, I thought I did pretty good. But then I remembered I'm going to have to confess that I ate those on this video and I totally forgot. Okay, note one, I know I need to write down everything I'm eating because obviously I'm forgetting what I'm eating. So I need to write that down. And I need to measure, and I need to do a smaller plate, and I need to focus on my protein, and I get my water in, and then obviously I'll, very limit the ultra processed foods, which I do anyway, except for when we go out to eat. That's where we do ultra processed foods a lot. I'm actually pretty good at making things from scratch and not getting things out like in a box and cans and stuff like that. So anyway, wow, okay. I didn't do as good as I thought I did after thinking about it. Okay, well, I hope you can resonate. Man, okay, but it's done. It's in the past. I'm gonna move forward. I'm not gonna harp on the bag of money buddies I had. I'm not gonna be disappointed. It's a life lesson. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about my habits. This is a good thing. All trials are good because you learn something as long as you take something away from it. So I'm taking something away from that. But when I get bored, I snack. That's my lesson today for myself. So anyway, I hope you can resonate. This is me in the raw. Please like, subscribe. Hopefully you can get this video out there on YouTube and people can see it and can resonate with them. Until next week.